What's up, guys? So today I got a brand new Predator 212. So I just added 93 octane fuel to the gas tank. The reason why I'm using 93 is it doesn't allow detonation, which will ruin the piston skirts, cylinder walls. So I'm running 93 in it. Put this stuff down right quick. So what I did is I took the muffler off of it. Could I put it back on right now? Yeah. But I wasn't planning on starting it yet. But I couldn't hold myself from starting it. So it's got this little shorty header thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, cut this off, this flange, and I'm going to create my own exhaust header to run under the bike. It's on a Monster Moto, which comes with an 80cc, so we're putting a 212 on it. I haven't done anything else to this thing except for I did a governor bypass on it. So now you're not going to be able to see anything by me turning this around, of course. But so what I did is I took the spring that goes from that linkage and it goes over to the governor linkage, and I took it off and I put it on the opposite side of the governor linkage and ran it over to this bolt over here for the ground for this on-off switch. So that pulls the governor back, which closes the throttle, and then took a piece of solid copper rod for I'm not too sure what that rod's for, but it's a maybe like a 18 gauge or 16 gauge. It's a 16 gauge or 14 gauge solid copper rod, and I connected this throttle over to the governor arm. So I did take the side case off of the engine and went in there and pulled off the governor arm and cut it off below the two flat spots where the washer sits on, and then reinstalled it. So everything is still there except for that little bent section of the governor arm inside the engine. So 93 octane fuel in the fuel tank already. The gas is on. I have been letting this sit for a minute to see if I can get some gas to the carburetor. For oil, this is a Mobile One. It's just a cheap standard, well, it says high mileage, which means it has more zinc in it. It's a TENN-DEE. Looks like we got almost 3 quarts. Yeah, we got just below 3 quarts, and I added a 1/4 bottle of STP oil treatment, and that has a lot of zinc in it. That's what I'm going to run in this engine at all times, is just a little bit of STP. It just helps with engine wear. I'm gonna allow this to run maybe through a tank, not in one sitting, because it is an air-cooled engine. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit, and then I'm going to let it idle first. And then after it gets up to temp a little bit, I'm going to give it just a little bit of revving, not a whole lot. And then I'll shut it off at one point and then let it cool down, and I'll actually come back later on and start it up again and go through the same process. And I'll do that for the whole tank of fuel, and then I'll change the oil again, add more fuel, and run through the process again. So this engine has not been started yet. I still have not added oil to it. I did remove the spark plug, and I checked the gap on it, and I did add some anti-seize to the threads, very little bit. So this is about as ghetto gets. A hole in the lid with a rubber hose. I have one of those little pump things, but it does not fit this big thing. Oh well. Let's add oil to it. So what I'm going to do to make this oil go in this engine a little bit faster, I'm going to take a drill bit and a hammer, and I'm going to tap a little hole in the top right here at the handle. And I know what you're thinking, do you not have a drill? Yes, I do. Why do I not use it? I do not want plastic shavings in my oil. Now, it's vented, just like my gas can. I didn't realize this was gonna hold so much oil. Okay, so oil is filled. It might be just a little high. So hopefully that does compensate with no oil on the head yet. Choke is on, fuel has been on, ignition is on. This is a lot harder to pull than an 80cc. And did you guys see that big blue flame that shot the exhaust? I hope so, because I did.